You can study in the morning, you can study at night. You can study outside by a campfire light. You can study with the
This Shabbat is Parshat Shemot, the very beginning of the second book of the Torah. It's also inauguration weekend, and there's a lot happening in communities of faith around the world. Marches on Saturday, fasts on Friday. People are feeling the need to participate, to show their dedication to Jewish values, to American values. And so some of this work is happening on a very large scale, but I want to share with you today a suggestion for small-scale actions that can make a really big difference. So we begin in this week's Parsha reading about the children who came down to Egypt, and then we learn Vayakam melech chadash asher lo yadat Yosef, that a new king, a new pharaoh, comes to power who didn't know Yosef. Some problems are indeed big, and they have to be dealt with on grand political, economic, social scales. But I tend to think that most problems have their roots, or at their core, are based in not knowing each other. We just don't know each other. We talk about Israelis and Palestinians. We talk about Republicans and Democrats, conservatives, liberals. But do we really know the people with whom we disagree? On an individual basis, panim el panim, face to face, do we really know them? This morning I was teaching and I was showing a video in class, and a part of the video was critical of Donald Trump in a very frontal way. That wasn't the point of the video, but it was the piece of it. And one of the students walked out of the classroom. We couldn't even have a conversation about it, because as soon as anything was said with which he disagreed, a wall was built and there was no space for us to connect. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And it's because of that lack of knowledge and awareness and the lack of opening our eyes to one another that we can't even begin to solve some of the really big problems in our world. About a week ago, a friend of mine, Rabbi Michael Adam Latz, posted this on Facebook, and I wanted to share it with you. He said, for those who want to engage in the moral resistance, number one, what's the name of the person who picks up your garbage, recycling, and compost? 2, who drops off your mail? 3, how about the name of your nurse? 4, the receptionist who checked you in the last time you saw the doctor or dentist or received health care? 5, your server and busboy or buswoman the last time you ate at a restaurant? And he goes on to say, if you want to resist, if you want to start building a world where everyone actually matters, then introduce yourself and ask the name of everyone you interact with. Make it a spiritual, regular practice. Isolation and radical individualism support the oppressors and the powerful, never the vulnerable. The more we know each other, the more we break down the barriers that separate us, and we begin to build our beloved community together. Vayakam melech chadash asher lo yadat Yosef. A new king arose who didn't know Yosef. Maybe, if he had just known him, if he had just known his name, what he had done for the Egyptian people, maybe history would have been written very differently. And maybe you and I, if we just learn to get to know one another, especially those people with whom we disagree, maybe we can begin to build bridges and address the real problems that worry so many of us as we enter this new book of the Torah and this new phase of the American democratic experiment.
We're talking Torah. Talking Torah.